And Judy's joining us in the studio. Judy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, James, thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh,
I'm
you're
thrilled
welcome.
to be here.
Thank you.
I was born in Boston, in case you can't tell.
No.
Yeah.
Not Texas, for sure.
And I was raised in Quincy, the city of Presidents on the South Shore of Massachusetts. I moved here to Vegas in 2010, and I joined the Henderson Writers Group, where I'm currently serving as a librarian. And although I've been writing forever, I like to joke that I probably signed my own birth certificate. My fellow writers and authors at the Henderson Writers Group have helped me, write conscientiously. And that's the whole point, writing conscientiously. I credit that help with my publishing 3 short stories, 2 of them in Wildflower magazine, and 1 in the Writer's Block 4, which is currently available for sale.
Okay.
And I want to thank also the Las Vegas Writers Conference, which is held each year in April, because through that I actually signed a book contract this year for my first novel.
All right.
So I'm thrilled. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Darlene, who's also here in the studio, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, James, and thank you so much. Like Judy, I was practically born with a pen in my hand, so I've always written, but just the last few years have I been serious about it. My childhood was rather isolated. I lived on a copper and gold mine with my grandparents. I have no siblings, so writing was, what we did.
Your great escape.
Well, and of course in those days, no television, and because we were isolated, we didn't have newspapers. You name it, we didn't have it.
So you created it.
Well, had to, so I had imaginary friends, I had imaginary everything, so it worked out pretty well for me.
As long as you still don't have imaginary friends, you're okay.
Oh, darn. I knew there was a catch to those people. I wondered why they looked so ghostly. I just thought they were dieting. But, I've been a little of everything. I taught school, I was an import-exporter, I have owned several businesses. I owned a glass factory, actually.
Wow.
And a beauty shop, some other stuff that came along the way. But then after I retired from teaching, I got very serious about my writing, and I've been published in Books in Motion, Critics Online. I've been in every of the writers' anthologies, and just wrote the foreword to the latest one. And I have a series of books, A Life of Crime, Cruising for Crime, and coming out this year through Mystic Publishers will be my last of that series, which is called A Twist in Crime. And so, writing is sort of what I do, and it's where I live, and it's what I love to do.
That's great. I would like to go back to Judy for a minute. I know you landed in Las Vegas in 2010.
Yes.
But your writing career started way before then.
Oh, way back, yeah. I've always written. I wrote plays in high school. Then I got very involved in my church, and I began writing sermons and became certified to be a lay preacher. And I'm putting together now a book of sermons that I've done for children and adults over the years. And I write for a living every day, although it's very different than my fiction writing. My QA people keep reminding me, you're writing technically, Judy, not fiction. I write training programs for a big healthcare company.
Oh, great. Okay.
Which is really great. And then at night, if I'm not too tired, I'll do something creative like write fiction.
All right. Do you write articles in advance in anticipation of the coming year or whatever?
Absolutely. I think most magazines and newspapers that I've dealt with look for a 6-month lead time for any seasonal material. So if you were going to write something for Mother's Day, you better get it in by August or September of the previous year. Hasn't it?
That's true, and I think most of us do that. We do write articles or stories ahead of time in anticipation of somebody wanting that type of story. Especially when it comes to the holidays, they're always looking for something to fill in, hopefully to, kind of a cushion from some of the bad news that we get all the time.
And well, this next question is going to be for all 3 of you, but I'm going to start off with Darlene. And Darlene, has your work as a novelist been a benefit for writing newspapers and magazines, or vice versa?
Absolutely, because basically I'm a short story writer. I have managed to arc my short stories into novels. But in a short story, you cut to the chase. You don't have a lot of time for all of the scenery and all of the extraneous things that you do in a long-term novel. So for the newspaper, that's perfect. They don't want a lot of extras. They want the information. They want to know what the nitty-gritty of the whole subject is. And so since you don't have time and space for all of the extras, actually the short stories have been invaluable for writing to that end.
Well, you know, what's interesting, what you just said a while ago to me as well, about the fact that news is instant, is I got up this morning, got on the computer, was looking over a few notes we have for the show today, and pops up on the screen is that Andy Griffith passed away this morning.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's truly instantaneous.
Exactly.
I mean, it, with this electronic media, you know, now it's going to be on the news tonight, but it's old news by this evening.
Exactly, and I think that's the crux for us as writers, to recognize that we don't have tons of time anymore to develop a concept and then a product and put it out there. We have to hone our writing so that it's quick jabs, almost like a laser beam into an apple, because that's all the attention span we're going to get from people. So it forces us to hone our writing to be as crisp and as descriptive as it can be, almost like what you were talking about with music, James.
Right, how they
create
a story in 3 minutes.
Absolutely, and writers have to do that.
Well, does anyone have anything to add to our topic this evening?
Well,
Yes.
you notice we're writers, we both start with the word well. Actually, our other word is the. We do that very well. I want to thank you for having us on the show today. I think all of the comments from Judy and from Tabitha, I think Thabiti, I've said that incorrectly, were right on, and I really appreciate being here.
Me too. I think it's just been a joy, and I've loved to hear what Thabiti has to say as a professor of Black Studies and American Literature. I know a guy in Oregon who is actually writing a book about the Green River murders. He was one of the investigative auditors. No, what do you call them? Officers, thank you. And he didn't know about creative nonfiction, so I'm going to turn him on to you.
And I'm going to ask Darlene and Judy the same thing. Where can they learn more about your work?
Yes, if you want to look me up online, my name is Darlien, Darlien, like a lien on your house. DarleneCBreeze.com.
Okay, and I have a website at sites.google.com/site/the LV writers/Judy-Logan. I'm also on Twitter at Shine Logan, and I'm also on Facebook at Judy Shine Logan.